I took my F30 340i to the drag strip to attempt a 10-second pass. I was super confident this would be easy, and once we were done, we can move on to the big boy upgrades. But unfortunately, this ended up being one of the most frustrated nights I've had in a very long time. Drag racing is fun until something goes wrong.
You lost a good soldier today.
I think I broke something too. Let's backtrack a little. The last time I went to the drag strip, we ran 11.5 seconds. All it took was around $1,000 in upgrades, which included an aftermarket downpipe, a TU high pressure fuel pump, and an MHD Stage 2 E40 tune. We then installed a Dorsch DS25 high pressure fuel pump, an MHD flex fuel kit, and tuned the car's transmission with XHP. Oh, and yeah, I received a custom tune from Davidshouptuning. Oh my god! 10 seconds at the quarter mile should be a cakewalk. Or so I thought. Alright, so we're heading to the drag strip shortly here. We're gonna test out the new DS25 with the flex fuel. Since I am tuned with XHP, we've been running into a little bit of an issue. Prior to doing the XHP tune, either regular launch control that the car comes with from factory or DSE off, if I was to brake boost, it would hold me at 3,000 RPM. So it made launching super simple. It would build 3 to 4 pounds of boost. I let go of the brakes, I take off. Ever since we've done XHP, it allows me to brake boost past 3,000 RPM, like well over 4,000, and then the rear tires get loose. I can't just sit there and launch. Now I have to I guess now it's more of a challenge. So I'm trying to figure out by using XHP, whether I can use some of their features to help me with that. And another thing is, I want to use drag mode, which is supposed to get you the best 0 to 60 times and 60 to 130 times. XHP claims that you can shed like 0.2 to 0.3 seconds off your time, which is a lot. It does cause more wear in your transmission, so there's a disclosure, guys. Don't blame me if your transmission takes a Using the MHD wireless adapter, you guys know where to get it, vehiclebrowers.com. I'll link it down in the video's description. We don't sell XHP. We are a dealer for them though, so if you guys are local to Orlando, we'd be happy to get a transmission tune done to your automatic. Let's go ahead and flash the car. The one thing I wanted to play with was max RPM. So you can customize essentially the max RPM you get before the car shifts for you. S mode, that's normally how I do quarter mile 0 to 60, which is fully automatic, but it's the gear selector to the left. Shift point is 6900, which is red line. From testing off camera on 60 to 130s, shifting at red line with the stock turbo is not it. You definitely lose time. Once you shift around 5800 to 6100 RPM, the car is much faster. Because with the stock turbo, you got plenty of juice up front, and then towards the later part of the RPM, it starts to run out of breath. You peak PSI somewhere in the mid-range, and then it just tapers off towards the end. So we'll leave first gear, first to second, we'll leave it at 6900 because I don't have an issue with that. It's more so the gear change from second to third, third to fourth, and fourth to fifth. Anything after that doesn't matter because I can get to 130 miles an hour in fifth gear. So let's do 6,000, 6,000. Obviously, I would be able to do this manually at the drag strip. I can just launch in sport automatic and then switch it to manual mode after second gear, but this makes things a little bit easier so you don't have to worry about that.
Kind of like a cheat code, you know?
Yeah, it's a GTA cheat code, bro. Left, left, right, up, down, up, B, Y, R2, L1. All right, so that's done. We'll hit save. And then the other thing we're messing with is drag race mode. Let's go ahead and highlight the last part of that description. Please note that expected wear on clutch packs is around 4 times higher in transmission. 4 times higher, and transmissions in less than optimal working state can develop miss shifts.
So basically,
just do it when you're gonna do a drag race or you're doing a 60 to 130 or whatever the hell you're doing. Don't use this option all the time.
High risk, potentially.
Other settings I wanted to kind of mess around with, maybe taking off a second would help with the launching. I was kind of disappointed with custom launch control. I really wanted to use that because you can actually set the launch torque and the torque scaling after launch. So essentially when you brake boost on these cars, like I said, I was able to build 3 to 4 PSI. You can actually increase that with this. What would be the perfect torque adjustment? I don't know. You would have to just kind of play around with it. Then when I was looking through the PDF files from XHP's website, it said that this only really works when traction is not fully off, which kind of defeats the purpose. You have to be in Sport Plus, which is X-Drive, so I might be able to get away with it, but I'm just gonna keep that off for now. All right, let's go test it out before I go to the drag strip. I don't want to embarrass myself over there, and see if we can launch this thing properly.
Hey, Mexico part 2.
Oh, speed limit right there too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Quick plug guys, all the mods installed on the F30 340i will be linked down in the video's description. You can purchase them all as well as thousands of BMW mods directly at vehiclevirals.com. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
She started spinning.
It actually did it much sooner than before. I think the drag race mode just made it harder. This sucks, bro. So let's do a soft launch then.
Okay.
Oh, it slowed me down.
What just happened?
I know, I let off though. Cause
that was a good launch though. It hooked.
Yeah, but it didn't go anywhere.
Did it bog like the
Is
one
it
time?
cause oh, I still have traction on. And I'm in comfort mode.
Alright, I'm sorry to all the viewers, but we gotta turn this AC back on, bro. It's unbearable here. Okay, and then, ooh, shit. Okay. So I don't know if you saw that, and I don't know if the camera picked it up, but it went up to 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, and like 5.5, and then it dropped.
The reason behind that is because I was pressing the throttle down more and more. It was building it, and then I stopped and held it. So maybe the idea here is like don't stop, just gradually increase and then floor it.
I mean, that launch felt pretty good, and there was no spinning. Was that DSC off?
Yeah.
Here we go. Holy fuck. Bro, it chirped second.
Whoa!
Dog.
All right, so at least the max RPM thing is working. I seen it shift earlier, so it did shift around 6,000 RPM.
Dude, it chirped second. I don't know if the camera picked that up, but it definitely chirped second. How much boost did you get to? It was like 5 something?
Yeah, and then I floored it.
I think that's the move, bro. As soon as you get there, just go.
Can I consistently hold it at 5 pounds? That's the question.
You don't need to. As long as you get to 5 pounds, you just go. Just let the tree count down and go after.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and brake boost. Obviously, it's gonna let me go past 3,000. Right before it starts spinning, I'm just gonna let go of the brakes. So we get a fast time. 3.55 seconds.
I feel like that's lying, bro. This feels fast as f.
It was beyond frustrating trying to figure out why the RPMs continued to climb while initiating launch control. Something that was not an issue prior to getting the transmission tune. I felt like I messed up somewhere, but where? We took the car back to the shop and accidentally found the culprit.
What did you just find, bro?
Bro! Hold on. So remember when I was first using MHD before the custom tune? I select the TCU limiter delete. Let me read it out for you guys verbatim. Removes the TCU declared torque limiters and disables launch control. This is a special option for custom tunes if you don't have XHP.
Dog!
This would be the first mistake we would encounter today. Little did we know this would only be the beginning. All right, now Sport Plus. Let's take traction fully off. Let's try.
Oh, you can feel it. I wonder what, if we put on the logs right now, I wonder if it's building more boost now.
But you noticed that it wasn't wheel spinning as fast as it before.
It felt like it wanted to though. You could feel them like kind of slipping.
Well, that's the brakes. That's the brakes probably getting overwhelmed, but me likey.
Race car shit.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been on YouTube for 7 years. I've never had any kind of branding on any of my cars. I like a clean look. But today, that changes.
It's kind of like the BMW stereotype, right? You put your handle right here. Or really any car.
I always make fun of people that do that, but you know, I'm doing it. Because if we're gonna go fast, we need people to know it's us.
Cinematic vinyl peeling.
You know, I showed everybody on one of my previous videos how far back I can bend my finger. Jake can cut it out.
That guy's like quadruple jointed.
Cheers. Ta-da! Why doesn't it look centered? Has like an indentation, you know, when you start a paragraph, just...
They tabbed over.
Now that the 340i had the VV branding, it was time to hit up the strip and get into the 10s. I was beyond hyped. That is until we realized Orlando Speedwell was packed with so many cars. Plenty of Civics, American cars, and a few Beamers sprinkled around, including this M2, an F80 M3, and Ali's F30 340i that he decided to bring to the drag strip as well. I knew it would be a long wait time and probably only be able to get 2 passes if we're lucky. At this point, I figured if I could get a 10-second pass in the first run, I would call it a day.
I'm definitely the stockest car, at least the stockest looking car here. Doesn't everything look like super modified? I mean, even with the M Sport conversion, the light upgrade and everything, still kind of looks like a sleeper though.
Kind of just looks like a stock F30 with lights.
I mean the wheels, that's the secret sauce here.
That's what I'm saying.
Elantra tires with the regular wheels. Now we're gonna wait an hour to get on the drag strip.
A lot of Mustangs. A lot of Mustangs.
I ain't worried about those. I bet you nobody here is gonna expect me to get into the 10s.
Probably not.
Stock turbo.
I wish we had a camera angle on the crowd, you know? Like we get the car making the pass and then somebody's filming the crowd.
Yo, what the is that?
10 seconds.
Look who made it. You got pants. Sponsored. I forgot my helmet too.
Bro!
You have to buy a helmet? No, I just had to rent it. $10. Oh, okay. But they hold $100. And your license. Sick. I was like, perfect. Are you trying to put the fire down? I didn't even know I had that. You got more car clips. Good job.
It was super cool to see an Eclipse GSX here. It was one of my favorite cars growing up, and this was my first time seeing one in person. This blue Civic SI really got my attention. I used to own one back in the day, and seeing this one brought back memories. This one was very clean. And just like that, the Civic broke something. This wouldn't be the only breakdown of the night. Unfortunately, there was more, as you guys will see later on in the video. This white F80 M3 was clean. The clear tails matched the theme and the fitment was spot on. Normally, it's pretty challenging for these cars to put power down, so I was interested in seeing what kind of time it can get. Unfortunately, the M3 didn't even get to launch properly. He broke something. Drive shaft, axles, I'm not sure, maybe the crank hub, but his night was over. I was up next. My goal? To get a good time and go home.
I'm gonna warm up my rod bearings real quick. That sounds so stock. Let's get it. Yeah.
The complete opposite happened. I got a drivetrain malfunction right off the launch. I lost all power, which resulted in a high 13-second pass. I was beyond pissed.
That sucks, bro. That sucks. That didn't work out. I am beyond frustrated right now.
If you take a look at the tree lights as I'm ready to launch, I'm waiting for the Cadillac's blue moonlight to be fully lit up so I can start brake boosting. The minute both blue lights were fully lit, I initiated launch control. But then there was a delay before the countdown started, something that didn't really happen all night. Well, because of that delay, I brake boosted much longer than usual, and the minute I launched, I went into limp mode. My guess was that it was some sort of a timeout or failsafe. And because of that, my first run was terrible, which meant I would have to stay and run a second time, something I really didn't want to do because of how busy it was. Ali's 340i was up next. Unlike my car, his car is rear-wheel drive with a TU pump and a flex fuel MHD tune. After more than an hour of waiting, it was time for my second pass. This time I would do things differently. Screw the reaction time, screw the tree. I'd take my time to make sure I didn't screw up again. Little did I know, something else would go wrong. I ran an 11.8. The car ran sluggish and there was a weird jolt shortly after launching. Not only can you hear something, but you can see my head go forward shortly after getting pressed against the seat. Something funky was going on.
I am not sure what happened. I heard something though. I thought I snapped something. That's what it felt like. Oh man, today's just a fail, bro. I'm gonna have to not run drag mode. I wonder if drag mode is be up. I have no idea.
Ali was up to do his second run. He said he would give it all the beans this time around since the first time he did a soft launch. Sadly, something happened prior to the launch.
Oh, no. Oh, she's sticky.
I blew it up!
What left the chat, bro? Is that an axle or a drive
I
shaft?
think the drive shaft left.
The exhaust was shaking like crazy. I think maybe it was an axle that snapped. It looked like something hit the exhaust.
I don't know. All I heard in the announcer as I was coming back, I heard another BMW is broken. And I'm trying to think, what other BMW was in line?
Oh.
The only other one was next to me.
He's like, no.
Wheel hop?
No.
I broke something. Hey guys, I broke something.
Dude.
The MHD tune was too saucy. I think I broke something too.
Yeah, your launch was kind of weird.
Did you not hear it? I heard something go, pop. Something took a shit.
I don't know. This is not a very good night for us. This is not very good looking.
You got the tow truck guy? I actually just saved this number, finally, after years.
I'm just gonna pull off to the right. What a night, bro.
Drag mode is not it.
I guess launch control isn't either, because look how Ali ended up.
Oh, he's rear wheel drive.
Bro, the TU pump was too saucy.
He begged me for that TU pump. I haven't had a really good experience with drag mode yet, so I'm gonna switch that off. Because when I did the TU pump tune and I ran 11.5, obviously I didn't have XHP, I didn't have any of that stuff. I'm gonna turn it off. I guess we'll be back because I'm trying to get into the 10s before we upgrade the turbo. Ali with the look of defeat.
You lost a good soldier today.
Jeez.
Now to find out what happened to Ali's 340i.
Oh God.
Wow, it's the front.
It was kind of weird seeing the drive shaft fail during brake boosting. My guess was that he damaged it while doing the burnout and the launch control finished it off.
Yeah, it's just spinning. So something between the connection of the drive shaft and the diff took a shit. Ah, that's this. It's the turd inside of there. A little bearing thing, the whatever's there.
So I think the diff is fine. So I just gotta back out this bolt. So I think the bearings inside are just...
On another note, I figured out why my car wasn't running right.
So I want you guys to take a look at this. I have the low tire pressure symbol on the dash. Means I don't have the tires inflated to what it's supposed to be. This is exactly how I was when I went to the drag strip. Prior to doing the first pass, I told Ike, the camera guy, to lower the tire pressure on all 4 tires. That way we had a better chance of putting down power, especially since we have the stock all-season tire Pirellis. Little did I know that on the F30 340i, that would be a bad thing to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up the configuration to what I normally run when I'm about to race the car, right? So we'll do Sport Plus. So you guys can see Sport Plus on the screen. We'll hold the traction button to take traction fully off, right? DSC off.
DSE off. While the throttle response converts back to comfort, everything else stays in Sport Plus. The shifting, the aggressiveness, the burbles, the exhaust valves, everything. Now I'm gonna go ahead and drive. And the car kicked me back to comfort. Traction back on. Here's the thing though. I didn't notice this at the track, right? So I was at the pit lines. I had to go Sport Plus, traction fully off, and I would put it into S-Sport. And I would drive up to the tree. I was driving very, very slowly, right? Taking my time. Notice how it doesn't kick me out of Sport Plus. So I didn't realize anything was wrong. Then I would stop, I'd get ready, and once the time was right, I would brake boost. Notice how I'm still in Sport Plus and traction is still fully off. Problem is, once you go over 10 miles an hour, it kicks you back into comfort, everything reverts back, traction is back on, and that up the launch for the second pass. All right, let me show you guys something here. So this is the rear tire. They're 3.6, right? Here's what the car tells you the rear tire needs. 38. I originally had it at 38, but I don't know, I decided to lower the PSI, and that caused a whole bunch of bullshit. Which I find so odd because on my other cars, I've ran lower PSI, and even if you have low tire pressure, it doesn't eliminate like the basic functions of the car and the parameters and the Sport Plus mode and all that stuff. But on this specific platform, it handicaps you if you don't have the right tire pressure. Meaning, I'm just gonna have to get that TPMS delete or whatever, like code it out, because it's really annoying. Eventually this car's gonna make a lot of power. I might wanna dial in the PSI on the tires. I can't do that unless I code that feature out of the car. Well, I guess I'm going back to the drag strip, and Ali is getting an upgraded drive shaft. Help support us by liking the video, it truly helps out the channel, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the follow-up. As always, thanks for watching, till next time.